Hi everyone, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. I'm just going to draw these curtains. No, they're not. I'm here. So how are you, Bonnie? Oh, here goes the dog barking. Oh, hello, Ruby. Hi. So glad you could come. I'm trying to see if I can get this on my phone, but it's just hopeless. And so I'm not even going to worry about it. Clive, oh, did you see my reply? I know, it was a bit harsh, wasn't it? Hi, Susan. No, it's all good. We're all here. And I've got the horse on a lazy Susan. Oh, thank you, Ruby. Lots of Aussie hugs coming your way. Now, anybody that doesn't know Ruby, you better go over to her channel. Amazing lady. What she can put together with her colours and fabrics and threads, and she makes these divine soaps as well. Oh, very talented. So you need to go over and visit her channel. Now, I've made a few adjustments on this horse, but before I do that, did you watch the part 1 of the Steampunk horse, Bonnie? Because if you didn't, and you don't know what I meant, I can't show it to you. Oh, right. Well, you'll have to watch part 1. You can fast forward and that's all right. That's okay. I might show it to you in part 3 if you can't catch up. Okay. I'm just going to wait another couple of minutes for everyone else. But as you can see, like I mentioned, I finished putting that mesh over the top, and I actually filled it a little bit here as well. And so what I've done is I've also then popped the mesh on here, and I've decided that I wanted to put it right around and right on there. So the picture is totally different again. See what happens? Yeah, I got a bit more gamer, but I'm going to put 2 gears down here, 2 lots of gears, 1 gear, the gear up here, and I found this necklace to change this because I was going to use chains. I'm not doing chains there. I've decided to do something else along here. I've done a rug, which you'll see in a moment, which I think is just going to be fantastic because once it's all painted and you get all the different colours of paints on there, it's just going to look awesome. And I've actually made a little saddle, and you'll never guess what from. And whatever is here on the front, is going to be here on the back as well. I've made the little pads that represent plates, and I really didn't know if what I could use. So I demolished an egg carton because, you know, you can sort of manipulate the cardboard, but it didn't look right. And then when I look back at Sheila from Art of Life. Oh, hello, Sue. Look, if I don't catch you when you come in, you know, please don't be offended, because I'm sitting sideways looking at the screen and I've got to do this haul. So, you know, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Hi, Angela. So, yeah, so what I've done is I found these little foam pieces and I've already cut them out to put on there. All right. So as you can see, it's all different, but that's okay. What I have done, I've done the mesh, like I said, and I've actually cut the main a little bit so that it's been laying on the side now, but it's a lot, if you can see it, it's a lot, I'll just put that there on there. It's a lot straighter now and a bit shorter, because once I hack into it, which is going to be like this, it's going to look pretty awesome. But I won't do that till probably before I paint it, because it's going to get, you know, knocked about and stuff. So, but I've cut it and I still see some crooked bits in there. But anyway, so yeah, so welcome everyone. Thanks for joining me. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. Yeah, I'm going to have a RSI in my neck here, you know, because I'm leaning sideways to watch this chat. Okay, so what I've done is, I'll show you. These are you'll probably know these. I got a whole heap of this from the op shop, and it's padded foam and it's sticky, you know, on the back. Got no idea what you use it for. And so I'm using this to make the plates for the legs, just here. And I've got this on foam as well, so it's not going to wobble all over the place like it was last time. So here I've made these little squares, and they're going to bend really nicely to go around those legs, because I want that to stand out, because it's going to be like, you know, steampunk horse, nuts and bolts and everything. The poor thing's got to have some sort of insurance so the knees don't get knocked about. So that's going to go on all four legs. So that's what I've done. And everyone knows this fabric. Yes? It's that, you know, that sequins sort of fabric. Well, I'm going to use that as the rug. If I can, it's got to go this way, like this. So once that's glued on, you can imagine the texture. Hi, Josie. Look, if I miss anybody, please. I can't watch chat because I can't see it unless I sort of bend over or bend sideways. So this is like a rug type thing, because at the end of the day, I still want the horse to have a saddle and a rug, but it's going to be, you know, a bit different. Then I found a belt that had all these plates, these discs, and I love that diagram on it. And they all had these little things here. They were attached with elastic, and it was all stretchy. And I'm thinking, I've got to get this belt, and it cost me 50 cents. I got like umpteenth plates there, or discs. So I've made one for a saddle. So here we go for a saddle. And I've made that just like that. Can you see this? Is this too glary? I'm just wondering if I should do a background or something. Can you see that? Can you see that? There you go. So what I've done is I've bent it I've bent it into shape, and I've attached 2 rings, because what's going to happen is the chains are going to be connected to it once I put them on the horse as well. And this is going to have chains on it as well. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Yeah, it is a great saddle, isn't it? A little bit of, it was pretty soft, you know, but you had to get it right to the shape of the horse. It's not like, you know, your normal saddle, but then it's a steampunk horse. Yeah, so what's going to happen is it's going to have chains connected here, because I'm going to have the chains sort of come down here. And the only chain this horse is going to have, because it's a bit of a freedom horse, is around, around the nose part, and then comes underneath like this, and it goes over, and then a chain going under, and this chain's going under here as well. So it's got chains, and then these chains will sort of wind themselves around under the plate that I'm going to put on there. So, which is sort of like this, you know, sort of like around. And I was going to use zippers at one stage, but that's not going to work. And I got hold of a necklace. Where is it now? Just have to excuse me while I have a look for it, because I took it all. Here it is. So got this necklace, but look at all the chain that's on there. So I needed something that was sort of, you know, all the same, and it's really fine, this one, so it'll be really good to go and on here, and it gets twisted around, twisted around, twisted around, goes around here. Then I'm going to attach it, goes around there, just bear with me, goes around there, and then I'm going to have a piece come down here and around here. So I've been thinking about lots of ways. So this, how I had it in the beginning, is just sort of all changed now, okay? I'm not sure if I'm going to do those little studs, because I've got a necklace. Bearing in mind, when this is all painted, it's going to look pretty cool. I think this necklace will just be perfect on there. It just gives it that dimension. I don't know if you can see it, but see? So that's going to go around the bottom of the mane. And the only other thing I'm not sure of is whether I should put the mesh, this, along here as well, because I don't want so much smooth skin, like smooth. I'd like the mesh. So that's where I need your advice. What do you think? Yes or no? Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Bonnie. Because it's going to be smooth, bit of the leg and bit here, but I think it should follow through all this here, because you want that texture to come through once you paint it. Everyone else is having dinner. Yeah, I know. It's probably 6 o'clock in other areas, but anyway. So, okay. And then for, because I've changed my mind, like I said, for this part, I ended up getting a bracelet, and it was joined with these. Okay? And the braces was really chunky, and I'm thinking, ooh, I could use that. Another 50 cents spent. Oh, 7:15, Victoria Sue. Alrighty. Hot down there? It's been warm here today. Okay, so I have changed that necklace piece, which, bracelet, which was all joined with this elastic through the holes, and there's like 20 pieces of it. It looked really chunky when you put it on, you know, like that. So what I've done is I've cut one down, And where's my other one? I've got to figure out which ones it was. I've taken the middle off, middle down, bit down, and what I'm going to be doing is I've made a, oh, that's not it. Oh, here we go. I've made a part of a pad, like the mask part. Oh, thank you, Ruby. Remember, this is what I'm using for the pad, for the plate as a plate for the legs. Well, I've made another one for the face. The reason being is it's cooler today. Oh, it's been warm today. It's because the face is quite small, and what I'm going to put there might be just too big. So I want to enhance it and make it look as though it's got like a mask on. So I've made this like this. I think that's how I did it. And it's going to be attached just like that. Can you see that? And then the reason being is when I attach this, which goes right there, goes right there. Can you see it? Right there. It needs something to hang on to. So I'm going to be putting that like this. I think I might have to cut a bit more off actually. And it's got to come across the eyes. And then it's going to go. This then has something to hang on to glue it onto. Oh, thank you, Amanda. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So I might do that now. If anybody's coming on now and I don't acknowledge them, please, my apologies, because I cannot see you unless I bend backwards. So I'm going to glue this on first. Then I've got that out of the way. And then I'll do no, I can't do the saddle. I've got to do that last because I've got to do the chains. But if I can glue this on, that's okay. So I'll do this now, and then I know that's done. Just make sure it's level on both sides. And just to hold it a little bit, okay? So I've got to do the chains that go over here first to put that saddle on, you see. So I can't do that until I, I'll do the chains. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to put this, can you see? Just let me move this. I'm trying to sit sideways and do this so I can see you all. So I'm going to put this little mask or helmet or whatever you want to call it on here. And I might just, where am I? I might just do something here, a little bit of adjustment here. If I muck it up, I'll just have to cut another one. Okay, so that's that one. I don't think it was actually. I just found the right piece. Oh God, I'm dumb. Talk about dummy. Here it is. Jeez. I thought there was something missing because I know I had a bit at the back here. There you go. I had a grey-haired cobweb moment. Because if you hear that funny sound, it's the styrofoam. Because I wanted this helmet to come across and it has to be up the top here. So let me put this on before I lose the plot here. I hope you are all well. So I'm going to put it on right there. Okay? Because I want it just to cover the eyes. That has to go in between. That has to go on the back and hold. I'm not sure if you can see all this because it's a bit in the dark. I'm sorry. Just got to make sure that it all glues together. So yeah, so the look has changed a little bit. So by the next part, I probably won't need the diagram. I'll be just going with the flow, and that's how I do most of the horses. Just go by the feel. Just got to wait for it to really stick. So the padding, that's right, the padding was there was a reason for this padding on the back here, because otherwise I can't, I'm sorry if otherwise I can't put that on, you see. Can you see what I'm talking about? Okay. All right. But this is not gluing. Did I take that paper off? I bet I didn't take the paper off. No. See? There you go. Another cobweb moment, ladies. This is what not to do. I've just shown you what not to do. And that is, do not forget to take the sticky tape off at the back. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay. Now, take 2. Let's try this again. The poor horse has been glued up. That goes in there, and that goes in there. Okay. Thanks, Ruby. Okay, now it's sticking. I wonder why it wasn't sticking. Duh. So I'm yet to get that nice purple paint, Bonnie, because that's the only colour I couldn't get. Can't seem to get that colour. And I won't be going into Spotlight because it's 5 hours away for me, so I'll have to see where I can find. Okay, so the mask is on. It's actually sticking. So let's wait for it to dry for a few more minutes. So what time is it over at your end, Ruby? Oh, berry. Yeah, I've got yes, I've got this berry here. Is that what you're talking about? That's the berry. That's it. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, so that's really secure now, see? Okay. So what's going to happen now is, sorry if this is not, I'll just see if I can get this a bit closer for you. Okay, can you see what I've done here? Okay, so the whole idea is, because when I put this on, it's got a bit of substance, because it won't, you know, you just glue on that, but that will have a bit of substance, so that's going to come right there. And you know what? I'm going to do it right now. Nothing like the present. Oh, so didn't take the cap off. Okay. See what happens. And then just get stuck on there like that. I think this horse is going to be a little beauty. With all the nuts and bolts. That's going to be the fun part. This is the hardest part, just all the preparation, because once, you know, the decorating is the fun part. I think it's just the planning, and you love steampunk, Amanda. Well, this is my first, well, steampunk horse. I've done a bit of mixed media, but I don't think I've really done anything steampunk. No, I haven't, because I never had the gears and stuff like that. Okay, so that's pretty cool. What do you reckon? Oh, I'll lift it up a little bit. What do you reckon? Huh? I think it's going to look pretty cool. Like little come down the bottom here to join onto the chain for the... thank you. Okay, so now let's do this mesh, which I have already cut up You see, just in case everybody said yes. You've got to be prepared, don't you? Now, one side is a bit different to the other, so I've got to remember which was which. I think this one was on here, like that, because I don't think it was that side. No, okay. So this one goes just on here now. Okay, it's going to probably just get that out of the way there. I don't want it overlapping too much on the other part because then it'll make it too thick. So this horse is a slow process because I'm doing it live. When I was planning it on Wednesday because I changed my mind on a few things, I wanted to go ahead and just go for it. But I had to really control myself and wait for the live. Because it's been a while since I've done a horse again, so been busy making journals and stuff. Okay. And oh, Bonnie, it's such a shame you didn't get to see that you didn't finish watching watch part 1 because there's a little hint in there, and I would have shown it to you today, but I can't now. So you'll just have to wait. I'm just cutting the excess off because I don't want too much of an overlap. Bit more glue here. Actually, I might just bear with me. I might just take that off for a tick. I'm going to lay him down. Can you see that? Yeah. I've just got to lay it down to be able to glue it. Just too hard otherwise. And I'll just get my tool here. I don't want any loose bits. Because when you paint it, I'm sorry I won't be able to see chat because I'm, you know, the saying, head down, bottom up or something like that. I don't know how that works, but anyway. Okay, so we've done that. I think that's going to look better with that mesh on. I think so. All right. Put that back on there, get it dressed. We'll do this side. I thought this Lazy Susan bit was pretty inventive on my part. Okay, now this one has got, it's a bit different. I'm sorry if my hand is in the way. It's got to come up here. If it doesn't go right up there, I'm not too fussed because I've got that chain going on there. I think I might just have to cut that off actually. Up here, got a bit too generous with that. Okay, but don't you just love this? Isn't that cool? I think that looks so cool, doesn't it? Doesn't that profile on the face look cool? I'm just noticing this is a further down than up, but I think it'll be cool. Okay, now let's do this. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, I'm sorry about the lighting, everyone. I'll be really happy when I get my craft room and I get my camera and tripod set up and but then, you know, I don't know where we'll be either, so we've applied for a few management positions, so we'll see what happens. Hubby wanted to go to Norfolk Island. Oh my goodness me. Haven't heard from them yet. See what happens. Okay. So I'll just use that as a background so you can see, see what I've done, okay? I've done that mesh around there, okay. So now the other thing I need your advice on, all you steampunk experts, is the gears. Now, because the gears are so flat, they're made from pretty thin cardstock. I'm thinking of using something on the background. Just put him away for a tick. I'll show you what I mean. Disregard the colour because it's going to get painted. I'll just put it like that. I'm going to use 2 lots of gears for the back legs, because it's it's the widest part here, okay, and I'm going to have a big one and then a smaller one, so the big one will go there and the smaller one underneath. But what I found the problem was, I need something in the back to let them come out a little bit, like I don't want them. Oh, is it? Oh, thank you. Like I don't want it bending to the rump. I want it so that it stands out, and that's why I thought if I do 2, is that the one? No. Oh, jeez. See? Got the wrong ones already. Let's put them aside. Let's start again, shall we? Because I've got them all pinned together here. Anybody's just joined me, welcome. Sorry if I can't say hi because I can't see chat. Okay, here we go. Here is a big one. See, I'm totally confusing you now. Here's another big one, okay? It's going to go on top. I'm going to put that dark one behind it to make it stick out. Just a little bit, not much. And maybe put a small one on top. I don't know. Or was that the small one now? I can't remember now. But you know what I mean? Do you think it's better that way? Hi, Melinda. Right, I'm going to just watch chat now because I've just asked a question just to make sure that I can see what you're talking about. So do you get my drift? Like, I don't want the gears to be flat on the rump. And I'm going to have 2 lots of gears, the large one and then a small one, okay? But I don't just want to use one gear, all right? Doesn't do anything for me. I need something so it gets spilled out just a little bit, not much. So I'm using another gear on top, like that. Can you see that? Sorry. Like that. Okay? Because otherwise it's not going to stick to it. So I then have to put a little black piece and put that on there, because I've already tried it on Wednesday. I just stuck it on and I thought, yeah, that's got to be how it is, just like that. Yeah, see, oh, there it goes. So I need this for the backing, bearing in mind when it's painted you can see all this. Yes, it will. So one's going to be there, and then I'm going to have one down here like this, okay? And when I do the chains that's going to come up here, I'll make them so that they go behind it, the gears, to sort of come round and around, and then under the plate that I'm going to do. You get my drift? So that's that. So that's what that dilemma was. So I'm going to put 2 gears together with that little pad so that it actually sticks there, but I don't want it to, you know, stick really flat. So that's that. And then the others were for the front, I think it was. So what was that for? Can't remember now. So these are the ones, oh yes I do. These are for the front. And they're a bit smaller. See, I've just got that because I'm using 2 and just here. And just here. I might even do 2 there too, I don't know yet. So yeah, so you can see they're a bit smaller to here. Okay, hard to see, I'm sorry. Okay, so they're the gears. So do you agree by putting them coming out just a little bit? I'm Melinda, yeah. So do you agree by just coming out just a little bit, because I want the chains to go behind it? Yes? Oh, hi Fiona. Hi. Definitely. Okay, cool. Right, problem solved. That's that done. That was easy. Okay. Now, the other piece that I had, where was that? Now we've got our face, okay? There's that padding here at helmet, and it's come down here, okay? And I'm going to, I might have to, I don't know. Because I'm using this other part for the back, okay? To coincide with the front. Hi, hi, Tony. Yeah, it's starting to look a bit awesome, isn't it? Did you see the face? Look at the face now. Oh, gorgeous. Okay. All right. So what I might do is I might do the plates for here, and because I've already cut them out, you see. I'll have to show you the saddle in a minute, Tony. So I've got 2 with flats. So I've cut the front ones with a flat edge just here, and that is mainly so that when they meet at the back, they butted up like that. Okay. The back ones I haven't bothered because they're not going to meet totally anyway. So, and because these plates are going to be, I've got to make sure there's a little gap in, can you see? I've got to make sure there's a little gap there. So when I wound the chain around, it can go straight in here. So, let's do that first. Oh, I've got to remember to take the sticky stuff off. See, I nearly done it again. How you feeling, Fiona? Can you see what I'm doing? So I've got some flat bits. The corner's taken off because I don't want it to totally join, just enough to go for the chain to go behind it. And look, if it doesn't work out, I'll just rip it all off. I mean, it's that simple. I've done that a few times with a couple of my horses. Had nearly one finished, didn't like the look of it, and undid it all. I hope this sticks to this. Okay. Just got to wait for the glue to dry. I'll lean over and see chat. I'll have to watch it once I've uploaded. I suppose this is a bit different to making journals and stuff. And because you're doing something all the time, whereas with this, you know, I can't do full stim ahead. Thank you, Ruby. You love the saddle. Tony, have you seen the saddle? Were you here when I showed the saddle? This is not sticking. It's not good. No, you missed it. I bought a belt from the op shop, and it had these discs, this belt, and it had elastic on either side, and you had all these discs. It was a stretchy belt, and I'm going, ooh, because look at the design. Can you imagine when that's painted? Okay, so I've made a saddle out of it. And, oh, sorry, Fiona, the side effects. Oh, jeez. And this is the saddle, Tony. Okay. So I've bent it and I've put some rings at the end because that's where the chains will get attached. And then it just goes pretty cool on there. And I use this mesh fabric as a cloth, you know, rug for a saddle. Because once this is all painted, so you can imagine the texture just popping out. And this isn't gluing. This isn't sticking, which is not good. Or is it okay? Too low. Stuffed up. Sorry, mucked up. Rip it off. See? This is actually pretty good glue, this that I use. It's got to come up, you see. It's got to come up. It's got to come up. Okay, here we go. So I've just ripped it off because I was too far down where the mesh was. Wasn't watching what I was doing. So I suppose the next thing would be I need to attach, we can do the necklace here, but I need to do all the chain work because, and that's going to take a little while, so I probably won't do that on the live. But before I do anything else, because I can't really do the chains after the gears, I want to have the chains already all connected and then do the gears, if you know what I mean. Wendy, is it our Wendy Mason? Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I know. But I think it might be all right. But it just takes a little time, that's all. Okay. So you see what I mean? Looks better. I had it all the way down here. Okay. But check out the saddle. Isn't that cool? And I use that mesh fabric, Tony. So once it's, you know, once it's all painted, you'll see all those textures. And that's what we're after, isn't it? Okay, let's do this other one. I need a square bit that I'll make sure I take the paper off. That would really help, wouldn't it? Okay, I just got to position it so I make sure it's the same height. Same height, yes. Okay. Let's wait for it to dry. We're getting there, we're getting there. Takes a bit of time. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better, Fiona. Oh, it's terrible. It doesn't matter what age you're in, you know, whether you're 5-year-old or 50-year-old or 95-year-old. Something always pops up. I've got a couple of issues myself at the moment, I just found out, but, you know, just got to hang in there. Okay, Yeah, I know you've been pretty busy. You've probably been packing, Tony. Have you found a new place? Are you moving out? Okay. So we have my plates. And I'm going to do the same on the back. Let's work out how I'm going to do that one here. Now these ones are left pointed. I didn't make them flat. Ruby, if you're still here, I'm going to try that. Got a little project I want to do. There's a couple of projects I want to do. I want to do a wallpaper journal, and I'm going to use your technique on that paper with the embroidery. Yeah, well, we've got a big house here, Tony. I could put you in the sunroom where I'm in. Yeah, so I want to try that technique. Oh, you are? Okay. On the wallpaper. Oh, I've got this beautiful wallpaper that Karen has sent me. And, yes, and I've got a bit of a collection now also, some that I bought from Bonnie and Clive at Sistol. And I'm going to use that technique with the embroidery floss on the wallpaper pages. And not realising that you used to stitch it first with plain stitch and then went over it. Now that I know that's how you did it, I'll try it again. It's not working here to hold it. Stop fiddling with it. So yeah, so I'll do the necklace first because I want that effect on here, and then that's done. So the tail is going to be pretty well last. I'm going to do use these. They're tiny little blocks, and I'm just going to put them on the edge here just to highlight those eyes. So if this doesn't stick by tomorrow, I'm going to rip it all off. See, it has come undone here. And I'll put the mesh underneath, like Tony suggested. Because one thing I don't want it to do is come off. Blinkers, yeah. Yeah, well, it's not so much blinkers. I think I want it to make it look like a mask type thing, you know. If I got this idea from, you know, Sheila from Art of Life. I don't know if you've seen her steampunk mask, how she does it. Just blew me away. And that's where I got the idea from. Okay, let's do this next one. I hope I'm not boring you too much. I know this is pretty tedious stuff. I'll just put this on here. Make sure it's the same. Yep. Okay. Well, at least it's looking better than what it did in the beginning. Keep that saddle up there. So yeah, so I hope I have enough chains. If not, well, I'll just look for chains. I've got a few in my stash that are pretty close to what I'm after. Because that is pretty thin, and I'll need that for around the nose, the nostril there, the nose part. And then I'll twist it underneath to keep it in place. And then it goes across here. and then one piece. No, I'm going to put a band across here as well, and then you've got it all coming down. I'm not sure. I might even just go that way and go straight under. Who knows? I'm not sure yet, so see what happens. So yeah, so they're all the chains, Tony. It's a tangled mess. Okay, so sorry if I'm boring you ladies, but this is not sticking, and so I'm going to take Tony's advice. I'll be ripping all this off tomorrow and putting the mesh on to hold it in place. Or use PVA glue, I suppose. I don't know. Okay. Horses that Bonnie sent. Yes, I know, the unicorn. You know, I've got 2 unicorns now, you know, Bonnie. Purple and a pink one now. But you still don't know what I found. You'd have to go to part 1 of this first live of the steampunk horse. I forget who got the answer, but yeah. And I'm not showing it until you know what it is. Okay, so there we go. We've got the plates, okay? And that's going to be part of the chains and the gears and everything. And they too are going to have those studs across here because I want that highlighted. And those little studs are also, you know, these ones are also going to go down the bottom of the hoofs as well. All right. So let's do this because I've got the necklace here. So this is what I'm using. Okay. I was going to use the studs as well, but I don't know. The width, when I stuck a couple on, and as a trial on Wednesday, they just didn't do anything for me. I would have had to stack up about 2 or 3 to get the height, you know. So, thank you, Amanda. At the Campbell Down Lifeline. Oh, thank you. So, okay, so let's do this mane. So how am I going to do that with this? All right. Now, I'm not watching chat, so you'll have to excuse me. Get this saddle off. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, yeah. See, once that's on, that's going to have a lot more dimension. You won't see much of that mane then, will you? Just notice that. Won't see much of that mane. Can you see what I'm doing here? See, this is what I do all the time. I went through so many necklaces, but I just love this one. So I might not even chop the mane up. I'll wait and see, because I won't be able to do it if I've got this necklace on. So if I like that. Sorry, ladies, I can't see chat. If you're asking me any questions, I have got no idea. Or you're telling me off, I'm sorry. But that's what it is. It's what these horses are all about. Okay. Righto. Decision time. What do you reckon, putting it around here? And then attaching all my chains to it. Votes. I need votes. Because if I put it up there, I've just noticed it's going to hide. Do you like it at the main, at A or B? Looks good around the chest. A for neck, yeah. Chest, neck, that's 2 necks, 2 chests. Oh, come on, Tony. You're trying to confuse me. All right, you lot. Oh, you lot crack me up. Okay. I did have another one for the main. See, where there's a plan A, there's a plan B. Now, see, look at that. Deadlock. I'll just change it. So what do you reckon with this one? Doesn't that look cool? You got to remember when it's painted, all you see is these little ball bearings, I suppose you could call them. You like it, Sue? And then once I cut the mane, you can see the mane cut as well, you see. If I put the other one on, the necklace, because it's so thick, you won't see that mane, because I want that mane cut up like that. You know what I mean? Oh dear, I don't know. We can always compromise, you know. We can always compromise. And, you know, I might come back on next week and it'll be totally different again. So I can see the mane there. The small ones, yep, is better, yep. And because once I chop the mane, you can see it. Very funny, Tony. Yeah, it could be the reins, but it's going to be a bit hard for that one because it's... I've got to... See, this is all elastic, so I've got to make sure when I do it that I can use all of it without having to cut it. And that's why I said with the reins, it's going to be part of this. Probably can use this actually. And this is how I do a lot of them with some of my horses. It just gets put on and twisted, and then it gets put around like that. Okay, so you've still got the chain, and then I'll put a what do they call it, jump ring or something in the middle to bring it down here as well. So, or from here if I'm going to put something on here. So what do you reckon? The small ball bearings? I think so. See, I can already put that on there. And I might even just put it on there like that. What's that made? Put together with, I suppose if I cut that's going to go all over the place. Now I might just leave it on the bottom here. Okay, decision's made. I'm making the executive decision. I've left my glue open. It's all your fault, Tony. No, I'm not doing paper mache. I did it years ago. Sorry, I don't... Okay, let's do it. This is it. I'm doing it. No going back now. I'm doing one side. Can you see that? Yep. And I'm doing one side. Is there a join? No. Easy. Okay, so and I'm going to overhang this on here because I think it's going to look pretty cool. I might have to lay it down for a bit. Can you see that? I think it's going to look a ripper. I've seen a few steampunk horses on Pinterest. Oh my goodness me. What a lot of work on them. And some are really mean looking characters, I tell you. So I've got a couple, that's how I got a couple of the ideas of how I wanted the horse. Now this should stick because I use this for my beads and it's pretty cool. So if I left it alone, it would stick. I'm sorry, I can't watch chat. It's warm here tonight. I think it's about 27, something like that. So it's still warm. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, I think that's going to look pretty cool. What do you reckon? And then the little bit that's going to be left over, which I won't do because otherwise it'll undo, it's just going to overhang here. It's going to be part of it. So we're nearly gone for an hour here and I haven't really done much on it. But like I said, I don't craft that fast on horses. So then we're just going to do this on here. Like that. Like that. I think someone asked me last time if this one would be for sale. Yes, it is. I think it was an international. I think it might have been Lynn. And but you know, postage is unbelievable. I was going to send something today for a challenge I want to enter, and it goes to Greece. $27 for one piece of a little envelope. I couldn't believe it. You had to scrape me off the floor. So it's going to be costly if I was to send it overseas. Insane, yes, I know. One of my horses, the Black Knight. The Black Knight? No, Trojan, I think it was called. No, Black Knight, sorry. That was sent overseas. That cost $25. It was only a little horse, but it went to the USA. But because it's, and the postage has gone up. Okay, so I can do the other side now. Confident enough that it'll stick. Looks like a lot of glue, but you got to on these horses. Just going to lay him down for a bit. Get that on there. Sorry if my grey hair is in the way. So that looks pretty cool. Can you see that on both sides? So I still got then room to cut into it later on. Right, well that was a marathon. Okay, so I've got to, I'll be doing this in, not live because it's one tangled mess. So the next time you'll see, it's probably when I've got them on, partly on, and how it all's going to look. Because then I can put the saddle on, and which I can't do unless I change my mind, how I want to do it. So, yeah. So maybe we can use this little baby then along here. Don't know. We'll see. All right. I'm going to call a night because... And these have held all right now. It just took a bit of time for them to settle down, so that's all right. And this is really good too now. It's got a little bit of sponginess, which is I want it to have because, if you knock it, it's not going to flip off. And they're going to sit there really nice. I might do something with this. All right, ladies, so what do you think so far? I'll just put this up here. Starting to look the part, isn't it? I can hardly wait for it to paint it because I think it's going to be really effective. So we've been on 67 minutes. Thank you, Sue. So I'll probably do all the chain work in my own time, and then when I come back on the live, it'll probably be on there and we can do the gears. When is part 3? Oh, don't be so bossy, Bonnie. Well, hopefully it'll be next week. I can do next week. Thanks, Tony. You're welcome. I'm glad you were able to pop over. Bonnie. Only because you're a crafty friend. I'm just going to show you a little sign of what you might have missed out on part 3. Are you ready, Bonnie? Are you ready, Bonnie? Yeah, Bonnie, when is your live? That's right, Bonnie. Are you ready? Okay. Okay, here we go. Hang on, I've got to move some of this stuff. Some of you ladies might remember when I said, oh, I found something and that Bonnie would probably love. When's your birthday, Bonnie? I had a look on the birthday list on the junk journal down under. I couldn't see your name. I'm waiting, Bonnie. Don't want to tell you. Oh, good night, Finna. Oh. No, it's not there. So it's been and gone, has it? Oh, okay. 8th of what? 8th of middle of the year? 8th of... Oh, God. I might have to text you, Tony. Anyway, okay, Bonnie, look. I'm just going to see if I can get it from behind because I don't want you to see it all. I'm just going to show you a little piece. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Look what I've got. What does that look like, Bonnie? What does that look like? Any idea? You and Wendy are always doing these mystery things. 18th and yours is Bonnie. Do you know what this is, Bonnie? No, not interested. Okay, I'll remove it. You're pretty well switched on, Tony. Back scratcher. Right. Back scratcher, eh, Tony? I found a dragon, Bonnie. I found a dragon. Just let me remove the horse. And when I seen it, I thought of you straight away. It's a dragon, and it's quite movable, you know, like it'll look at you. And, you know, it does the wing thing. It is, isn't it? All right, Chris, thank you. So I got this from an op shop. It was an amazing find. It was buried among the stuffed toys, mind you. Yes, there's the tail. And it's absolutely gorgeous because you can move its head so it can look at you. See? Hello. So this is going to be my next project. And, yeah. So, there you go, Bonnie. You don't have to go and watch part 1 now. All right, ladies. That's it. I'll let you go. And I hope it wasn't too boring for you. I enjoyed your company. And like I said, the horse with all the chains, I'll do off camera. Good night, Wendy. Thanks for popping in. Was a bit of fun. Thanks, Fiona. I hope you're feeling better. One day at a time. Bye, Tony. Bye, Ruby. Yeah, it's a bit different to your beautiful crafting. Oh. Bye, Bonnie. Okay, I'm going. Bye, Sue. Now I've got to find the switch off button here. Okay.